All right, next fight is a bantamweight matchup between Nate Maness and Umar Nurmagomedov. Nate Maness 14-1, pretty impressive record going up against Nurmagomedov is 14-0, but Nurmagomedov is a massive favorite in this fight, like minus 1050, like minus 1050, and I think Maness is like plus 650 or something. But here's something to consider, guys. Umar Nurmagomedov has finished his last 3 fights in a row by rear naked choke, right? He has 7 submissions total on his record. Only 1 knockout win, and the rest are decisions. I think Umar Nurmagomedov... Now, the odds are skewed vastly in Nurmagomedov's favor, I think, for a reason. I think that Maness is defensively irresponsible with his boxing a little bit, and while he comes forward and brings a lot of power and stuff, it also brings a lot of openings. And I think that he's going to be confused by this kind of like crazy kicking style and this distance and movement that Nurmagomedov is going to present him. And as a result of that, I think he's going to overextend and try to punch really hard and try to connect with Nurmagomedov. And that's going to leave openings for Nurmagomedov to get to the takedown. And I think once Nurmagomedov changes levels and grabs a hold of Maness, it's not going to be like anything he's seen at that point. I think Nurmagomedov is going to be able to crawl over him. I think he takes the path of least resistance, and I think he gets another submission win. And the odds on Nurmagomedov getting a submission win in this one are plus 100. And you got to realize this is a guy who has finished half of his fights by submission. Only one by knockout, despite the fact that he's like an excellent kicker, right? And the rest, like I said, by decision. But the fact that he's such a big favorite against a guy who is pretty defensively irresponsible and who does like to throw bombs, a guy who gets hurt early in his fights, and a guy who I think hasn't seen the type of like swarming, smothering. I just think Nurmagomedov is going to be able to like run through him when he grabs a hold of him in those situations. I really do. And I think it's kind of a matter of time before Maness just makes a mistake. And Nurmagomedov, while he's going to probably have like some advantages on the feet, I think he takes the path of least resistance and goes through the takedown. I think he has a big grappling advantage. And I think that while we've seen Maness kind of defend some of those takedowns in the past, we've also seen him get taken down. And I just think that the way Nurmagomedov advances and hunts for the finish is going to be different than anything Maness has seen. And I think it's going to cost him. I know I'm talking about this in like kind of a lot of definites, right? And I don't really mean to. It's a fight. Maness definitely has a chance. But I just think that Nurmagomedov's kicking style is going to let him throw strikes from a distance where he's not really in danger. But Maness is going to want to counter. He's going to want to bang, and he's going to come forward, and it's going to lead to takedown entries for Nurmagomedov. So I think he kind of just like plays around the feet, keeps his distance until he gets Maness to react to something, come in a little too aggressively, and he's going to shoot underneath and get to the finish somehow. Let's see. Moving on. Thiago Moises versus Christos Giagos.